In this video we are going to learn about histograms. Histogram is a very important plot when it comes to visualizing data that is numeric in the data frame that you have received. So let's just start by importing certain libraries. Pandas, NumPy and Seaborn. We are going to do visualization using Seaborn. We'll also get our data frame. This is the same data frame that we had used the last time. So if you remember the delimiter problem that we had, let's just check the data frame if everything went down well. Yeah, so these are the attributes that we have here. The previous time we visualized these attributes. Now let us go ahead and visualize certain attributes that are more numeric and less categorical, which are height, weight. These are the blood pressures, high and low. So for this demo I'll be choosing height. You can do it for weight or the other two attributes as well, whatever suits you. So we're just going to do a little bit of a demo here. In Seaborn we call histograms as dist plot. So these are the arguments that we have to give. df, since we want the height, that is what we are going to plot. So yeah, this is the plot. These are the histogram. As you can see, let's just make it more clear. I'll just explain in a while what that KDE is. Okay, so we have gotten rid of the curve. Here is the data. So as you can see, histogram is a plot, as the definition suggests, distribution of frequency of a single variable. As you can see, we have only one attribute here, that is the height, and it is ranging into these values. So what our plot is doing, it is distributing the values into what we call bins. So the entire one column that you see here is actually a bin. It has certain ranges, and all the values that fall in that range are added up, and this is the count, or this is the frequency, what we can say, for this particular range of values. For example, suppose we consider this column. Let's say that it ranges from 150 to say 153 or 155. We don't really know, but then whichever heights that fall into 150 to 155 will be all added up, will be counted, and this is the frequency of that. So you can see this, and let me just remove this. Now you must be thinking what this plot is, this line curve. So this is actually the KDE, or the kernel density estimation. It is used to estimate the probability density function, which is a more statistical concept, but we can get into it afterwards. So but it is going to help you to determine whether your data is normally distributed or not. So the shape of this curve actually helps you to determine what kind of data you are having. Is it normally distributed or is it not normally distributed? There's also additional argument, bins. See, now this has become a little different. What this argument does is that it will tell your algorithm to split the data into 23 different bins, and then it will decide on its own the starting and ending range for each bin, but you can change these bins. You can actually play with it. Yeah, so 20 will become a little wide as you reduce the number of bins, because then it becomes very coarse. But what you notice is that the KDE does not change. So bins is one argument. Rug plot is another one. Oh wait, it's just called rug and not rug plot. So yeah, these small lines that you notice at the end, these are the rug plot, or the rug lines that you see here. It is basically just denoting the values that fall on this number. Like if you see at certain places these are thick, and certain places you'll see like very low thickness, because this actually denotes one quantity. So where it is thick, you know that there are more number of entries in this area, and where it is thin, you know that it has like only one entry or so. The height does not differ for all, only the thickness changes, because it is like having one line for one entry. How I can justify it is, let's just try out heights dot value counts. Oh, it is height. So yeah, see, for 165 we have 5801 values. That means 5801 rows have height as 165, so it is supposed to be very thick. So we can see that somewhere here will be 165. It is pretty thick. Now let us see, let's just verify for something like 250. So if just we mention here the index, yeah, so we are getting 1. That means there is only one entry perhaps that has value as 250. Since we don't know the thickness, so mostly it is just like this thickness represents 1. Let us go for certain smaller values. Yeah, so what it shows key error is because 50, for 50 if you observe there is no line here. That means there is no quantity, there is no entry which has height as 50. Let us put something else here. Yeah, so for 100 we have 3 people here, so you'll practically see 3 lines here on 100, and that is why it is a little thick here. So that is about the plots, the histograms. Now why do we use histograms? See, histograms help us to determine whether your data is normally distributed or not. But how are you going to know that? By using the shape of the curve that we just saw here, which we called as KDE. KDE by default is true, we can make it false. So if your KDE curve looks like this, then your data is normally distributed. So let us see how it actually looks. Let us make a data that is actually normally distributed. So this function helps you to get data which is normally distributed by default. It does select it randomly, but it makes sure that it is normally distributed. SNet dot dist plot x. Yeah, so it is almost normally distributed. As you can see here, you can compare these if we reduce the size so that we can see it better. Yeah, so this is also pretty much random but normal. So this is how your normal data should look. Now what is normal data? Normal data is a data where if the graph is symmetric and if mean is equal to median, and this is how this is the interpretation of it. Mu is supposed to be the mean and the data is supposed to be distributed like this across the mean. It is very smoothly distributed, like equally distributed across the mean, because the graph is symmetric on both sides. So on a distance of per standard deviation from the mean, we can say, so like 1 standard deviation, 2 standard deviation from the mean, these should be the percentage of values that fall under this particular count. Like suppose 34% of data should fall under mu and mu plus 1 sigma. So this gives us a very nice approximation of how your data is distributed, and this is how your data should be looking. If your data is not normally distributed, it is suggested that you convert it to normally distributed. Normal distribution is important for certain algorithms, as we can see here. Certain linear algorithms require normal distribution as a strict criteria, because these algorithms are designed for such data only and not for not normally distributed data. It might underperform for the data that is not normally distributed. So these are a few algorithms. There are also few algorithms that do not require the data to be normally distributed. These are mostly the tree-based models, because these models take decision on the spot based on the values. It forms a tree based on the values as it gets. It is not concerned about how they are distributed. So the next part is, how are you going to check if the data is normally distributed? So there are two tests, KS test and SW test, that you can use for checking if your data is normally distributed. We can see more videos on the tests, or more about the other types of graphs also, because if there can be graphs which are not normally distributed but are skewed and skewed to positive or negative. That can be addressed in some other video, but these are the tests for it. And you can also convert data from non-normalized form to normalized form. That also we can check in some other video. For now we'll just keep it to this much. Thank you.